And introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 57.1 kilograms and trains under Joel Sapasvari and Ty Duncan at a Combat Lab Martial Arts, boasting an amateur record, 1 win, 1 loss. Fighting out of Sunshine Coast, Australia, this is Dallas Dalasanya Dennis. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, who weighed in at 56.5 kilograms and trains under Miles Murky at a CMBT training center. His amateur record stands 1 win, 2 losses. Fighting out of Gold Coast, Australia, make some noise for Gordon, the Little Dragon, Reale. And when our action begins, our referee in charge, Peter Hickmott.
Peter the Bull Hickmott, this fight is brought to you by proper number 12 Irish Whiskey. Peter the Bull Hickmott in charge of this one, and it's the Little Dragon that presses the action early. Tanir and Nathan cage side with Matt Williams. Eternal 81 is underway.
Yeah, the Little Dragon doesn't want any of that smoke from Dallas Dennis early. He knows the danger that Dennis has in those hands and doing well to press the action to the fence early. Just chest to chest there for a second, drags the ankle out from underneath him, and that's a good solid takedown to get the game underway for young Gordon Reale.
Our first bout of the evening, proudly presented by our friends at proper number 12 Irish Whiskey. Second takedown for Reale, lands successfully, Matt.
Yeah, Reale doing a really good job to stay glued to him with that body lock. Especially when a fighter's fresh, coming straight into the grapple, they do have a lot of energy, and maintaining that body lock, a couple little mat returns to get the party started is a good approach to suck a little power out of young Dennis.
He's doing a good job just in side control at the moment. Look for Gordon to use his strikes to progress his position. Dalasanya, high hips as it stands, man.
Yeah, and Reale on top now. He's got using his right arm to control the wrist of Dennis. That does a couple of things. It's going to stop Dennis turning into it. As we see him step over the mount, he's still got control of that wrist, I believe. So this is a danger. He's let go of the wrist now, just to assure him a good, strong, full mount. Look for him to start to control his position early. Oh, he's lost position, and he's ended up with Dennis on top of him. Gets a nice little ankle trip.
Well, look at these scrambles from both these guys. A great sweep from Dalasanya, and he'll want this feet back to the feet, and it does so. Center cage for the Little Dragon.
Yeah, and as they reset, too, you can see the height disparity as Reale tries to land a huge overhand right, but manages to close the distance once again, and Dennis finds himself on his back for the 3rd time this round.
3 from 3 in takedowns for Gordon Reale, and you can see those improvements, Matt, especially from his last fight against Mitch McLaren last year. This is a different Little Dragon we're looking at here early on in round 1.
Yeah, and he's breathing fire at the moment. Look, in that fight, he did show patches of really good grappling too, but it was moments where he gave up his positional control, his weight on top, and ended up getting reversed. So will he learn from his mistakes? I guess we'll see now as we've got 30 seconds left on the clock. And a little bit of work to do for young Dennis.
It's a great position for Reale, half guard for Dennis. You saw Gordon almost breeze his way into mount last time. Can he do that with 20 seconds left on the clock?
And the way that he's got an underhook now as he tries to create a little bit of space with his hits, but with 10 seconds left, he needs to be careful here as Reale starts to create some space and lands down some heavy ground and pound.
10 seconds left. It seems that Dennis will make it out of round number 1, but he goes down again for a 4th time. And what a round for the man from CMBT Training Center. Tonight, John Fraser taking on Brogan Anderson for the Eternal Middleweight Championship, but we got to bring the action back as it's kicking off in round 2. Dalasanya with a flying knee.
Yeah, Dalasanya showing some glimpses of his namesake there as he comes upstairs with a beautiful flying knee. They've lit a fire under him in this round.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Matt Williams. It's a pleasure to have you cage side to the body for Dalasanya now, and Gordon rips a right hand from the hip as he shoots in deep.
Yeah, right in front of us now. We can see the hands locked underneath the hip, and it's the young man, the Little Dragon, returns Dennis back to the mat. and he finds himself in an all too familiar situation. This narrative of this fight has been the red corner implementing his grappling at will.
Well, he's no stranger to this type of work. D'Alessandro, no doubt paying his dues inside the walls of Combat Lab on the Sunshine Coast. You can imagine how hard he's worked for this fight.
Dennis trying to assume an unusual guard there, and he needs to be really careful. There's some submissions that Reale could go for there, including the banana split, and that would probably be a first here on the Eternal Canvas, I'm sure.
I dare say it would be.
Sitting in a heavy top half guard now is Reale, and he just gives up his position, overcommits to the wrong side of the house, and finds himself at the neighbour's backyard with the big man dog, Dennis D'Alessandro.
I love it.
Trying to hip escape back to the fence now. Reale, you look to try and get his feet on the mat. So Dennis doing a really good job of tying up those feet. The first thing Reale needs is feet on the mat. Then he'll try and get his shin to the wall, create a frame, and look to stand up. Feet are on the mat now. He needs to be careful here that he isn't mat return with that arm, but he manages to recover it. A good underhook on the right side. Good balance there from Reale. And they're on the other side of the cage now, pressed up against the fence. Again is Dennis Dallas.
And this is non-stop from Gordon Reale. This is a new and improved Little Dragon that we haven't seen before, looking for his 6th takedown in the fight, unsuccessful, and it's D'Alessandro that goes straight into full mount, Matt.
Yeah, D'Alessandro in full mount, but he needs to be careful he doesn't lose it here. Reale's doing a really good job of getting back to full guard, and he does. Arm in a little bit of danger there for a second as Dennis picked up a butterfly hook with wrist control, and again we see the most classic of all white belts, sweet tea.
Yes, I know that one, Matt. Yes, I'm very familiar with that one, not from executing it, but having it done on me.
Unusual position now from the boys as they just call a truce and stand back up to their feet. So let's get it done up here, boys. But Reale having none of that as round 2 closes out.
He is absolutely relentless in this one, but you can't count D'Alessandro out. As he looks for, he's got that Kimura grip, but he'll run out of time. Rather, lost the title at Eternal 74 against Alden Bates, perennial title contender, who has wins over both John Vaquer and UFC welterweight Jack Della Maddalena in their first fight. That is a matchup to look forward to kick off 2024. But till then, we return back to the Southport Sharks. Check left and a right hand for D'Alessandro to open round 3.
Yeah, Reale needs to be careful that he doesn't rush in here and get caught with something. He times that one a little bit better, goes under the right hand of Dallas, and again finds himself in a good position. A little bit of danger of the guillotine, but I think with a good angle, he may be able to navigate that. And he should just press forward, and he does. Clears the hook of Dennis. Strong underhook on the right side. May look to expose the back if he can free his right leg up here. Look for him to come up to his right leg. No, he's happy and content to play half guard. Look, if you're in the driver's seat and you've been having success in the grapple, this half guard, top half guard position is a good position to play. It's a great way to eat up the clock. And of course, these first fights, 3 rounds only, T.
Absolutely, and you think that for Reale, he'd be well and truly out in front, 2 rounds to nothing. Not a favourable position for Dallas Dennis, and to make matters worse, the Little Dragon right in front of his corner, Miles Muweke and James Sargison, giving their advice to close out the show, Matt Williams.
Yeah, be getting some good advice in his corner, and you couldn't be in a better position on top here with Dennis really limited in terms of the amount of space he can create with his hips. And that's what he needs to get his left underhook in. He may need to get a little bit creative here, leg pummel and try and get a butterfly going. We see the angle change slightly now for Reale. He doesn't need to do much. He just needs to stay heavy on top. We saw him get reversed a couple of times in the first and second rounds. See, that's a mistake he can't afford to make now.
Absolutely not. Just over a minute left in the third and final round. Reale maintaining top half guard. And again, you've got to make mention, taking away that striking power of Dallas Dennis early, taking him down 5 times out of 6 total in this fight.
Yeah, and that's excellent game plan and execution from young Reale. Dennis ever dangerous with the strikes. We've seen some spectacular highlight reel stuff already. The crowd really get behind this too. They recognise what's at stake here tonight. They turn away to one, they're piling in.
Absolutely, I think the presence shows for itself. We were almost sold out here at the Southport Sharks. There's barely an empty seat to be seen here at the arena. The back for Dennis now as he takes Gordon Reale to the canvas.
Yeah, Dennis now with 15 seconds to go needs to get something going. Real control in the right arm of Dennis. He needs to throw caution to the wind here. Maybe an armbar, maybe attack the neck, but he needs to get busy as he looks for a leg, looking to move into the truck position, but he's run out of time.
He will run out of time, will D'Alessandro, and you can see how much it means for the little dragon to perform as he did so well.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Our 3 judges score this fight 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27 for your winner via unanimous decision in the red corner, Gordon Reale.
Welcome back to the winner's circle, the little dragon.